Action MMOs are kinda like marshmallows. Okay, I honestly have no idea where I was going with that, but Kritika Reboot. This is one of the few hub MMOs that I always find myself coming back to, and it has been a while at that. I was honestly meaning to take a look at this sometime during 2021, but my schedule has just been so hectic lately. But fate smiled upon me, and I was reached out to by the developers behind the game to take a sponsored look at it, and they went ahead and offered me a slew of characters from which to choose from. Now, I have leveled in Kritika plenty of times in the past, so being offered this opportunity was too good of a chance to pass up. And I mean, I'm gonna be real with all of you here. They called all of the characters YouTube star. I felt a little bit like a celebrity. Not like an A-list celebrity, maybe like a D-list celebrity, or like someone that's maybe as well known as someone from like Sharknado. Either way, if Kritika looks like something that you might be interested in playing, then go ahead and click that link in the description or the pinned comment below to be taken directly to the game. We also have some coupon codes to give away, an outfit, 7-day premium, and a support pack. Those will also be in the description below. Kritika has a ton of classes. Each has their own selection of outfits, their own unique hairstyles, and overall aesthetic look and feel. They also have unique combat styles and weapons specific to them and only them. As an example, the Flame Striker utilizes a pretty sick sword and shield, and the Galactic Disciple makes use of fist weapons. What makes the class system in Kritika so much deeper than your average MMO is that there are additional subclasses to pursue, allowing for more in-depth customization over your character, which is further magnified by individual choice over skills and builds. Just don't be like me and YOLO without research. Time and time again, I find myself suffering from performance issues, and honestly, that is more common than you'd think with people my age. And don't laugh, you'll be here one day yourself. Jokes aside though, I did find myself underperforming because I don't research my builds and I just poured into whatever I think looks and sounds the best to me. Which is unfortunate, but at the end of the day, I'm just really that lazy. Now, even if you're terrible at video games like I am, you'll still find yourself plenty of opportunities to excel at the game. Thankfully, the combat in Kritika is pretty exceptional. There are plenty of action MMOs out there, some of which actually go on to make the grandiose claim that they are the ultimate action MMO. But honestly, Kritika's is one of the more fun, more engaging dynamic combat systems that I've come across. You're required to aim your strikes, your abilities, and most importantly, you're capable of jumping and dodging. You have no idea how much I hate when MMOs lack a jump function. I mean, I'm not even kidding here, guys. I even had a discussion at one point on jumping in MMOs, where a guy legitimately argued in the comment section of a YouTube video that you do not go jumping around in real life, so jumping is not necessary in an MMO. Like, yeah. I apparently have some very weird conversations online occasionally, but I find jumping is integral in an action MMO. Possibly as much as a dodge mechanic, because while I suck at dodging, I sure as hell want to jump out of the giant telegraphed AoE cones when I see them. Kritika Reboot is a hub MMO. This means that the bulk of the game takes place in the quest hubs, or the zones connected to the corresponding hubs. You can see hundreds of other players scattered around the hubs, you can communicate with them, you can group up with them, you can run content. There are tons of different instances you can run, each with their own unique look and feel. I've always been a fan of hub MMOs because I genuinely enjoy games that have good combat, and typically, I want to just jump into a game and burn some time in them, so games like this make it easy. I get to play a character or a class that I enjoy the combat style of, and then I get to just run some instances and murder some enemies at my own pace. Now, the reason I am covering Kritika right now is because they just rolled out a large update. On the one hand, they introduced a brand new character, Baegun. I felt like it would be a good idea to go ahead and create a brand new character and start him at level 1. That way I didn't find myself being overwhelmed with a plethora of abilities like I always am when I throw myself into a new MMO with max level characters. Honestly, his fighting style was interesting. He made use of a fan and a type of martial arts while proceeding to shoot elemental magic from his hands. Why he'd opt to use a fan is beyond me, especially when he's as jacked as he is. Like, just look at those arms. They are ridiculous. How heavy is that fan? Like, does he use weighted clothes like Piccolo or Rock Lee? Man, I need to invest in some of those. The other part of the update introduces the brand new jumping event. This event started on the 4th of August and lasts until the 25th. As per the event page, you create a character, you do the tutorial, then you proceed to do the special quests until hitting level 75. There are plenty of rewards for participating and even more for successfully obtaining level 75. At the end of the day, there is plenty to do in Kritika. You can level any of the different characters, you can play solo content, you can group up for group content, you can run dungeons or raids. You can PvP if you want to assert your dominance over other players, which you should totally be doing, mind you. I mean, it's something that MRSSTIX does to me at least every other day. Honestly, when this first released as Kritika years ago, I spent years playing through it because I found it to be a lot of fun. Ever since the developers re-released it under the REBOOT moniker, the game has continued to be regularly updated with new content to consume. Whether this is a good game right now isn't entirely subjective. There's no way of convincing you of either, but this is a 100% free-to-play MMO, meaning that it requires no actual investment other than time. And as MMO players, time is one thing that we all have a surplus of. So, if Kritika Reboot looks like something you might enjoy, then I urge you to go ahead and download the game. You might enjoy it, and if you do, you'll know who deserves your undying gratitude and unfaltering loyalty henceforth. But don't worry, I'm not gonna hold that over you. Kidding, of course I will.